This WUSA 9 Weather Impact Alert is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
Hi everyone, I'm WUSA 9 meteorologist Carl Lamb. We're keeping track of this storm for Sunday, and it is an all-day event because it is going to be snow to start with, and then it transitions over to sleet and some of those ice pellets too. And it leads to accumulations that are pretty wide-ranging, from 4 to 14 inches, just depending on where you are in the DMV. We'll break down that snowfall map coming up in a few minutes. But today is really your day to prepare on Saturday, just so that you can be indoors and ready in case there may be some power outages, especially further south, but just to be indoors and ready for, again, a pretty good snowfall, pretty healthy and impactful snowfall across DC as well. And the cold does remain. You will need your best winter gear that you have. You'll probably need to layer up with maybe 1, even 2 jackets, scarves, hats, gloves, mittens, an extra pair of thermals. I would say not a bad idea as well. So we have these winter storm warnings in place from tonight at 11 o'clock until 4 a.m. on Monday. And again, pretty good accumulations all across the region here, but it includes everyone from Hagerstown down towards La Plata, Dunkirk, all the way down to even Charlottesville too. So no one escapes this wintry blast. And again, it could be some of our steadiest snow that we've had in quite some time. I mean, it could rival what we got in 2016. All right, so Futurecast showing us that by tonight, it is just cloudy across DC. The snow will start to kind of sneak in here, but I do think that anything that falls really before midnight is very, very light in nature, but it's cold enough at the surface where it's going to stick, and it could make some of those roads a bit slick. But it really is during the overnight where this gets going and it gets cranking. The snow machine is just going to go hour after hour after hour, and that's where those accumulations are going to stack up too. This is also the light, fluffy snow. It is not going to be a heavy, wet snow, which will make it better for clearing as you're going through the morning, but there's an issue on the way too. So we'll take you to 6 o'clock. That's when our coverage will start here with WUSA 9, and Mary Marshall and Caitlin McGrath will lead it off from there, but it is a consistent snow as we go through the morning. We'll take you to about 9:30, and then this is where the disagreement starts to happen with the computer models that are really just kind of working in overdrive to kind of give us the best information. You see the pink here, that is our transitional zone where we are going to expect the snow to change over to sleet, which comes in the form of those little ice pellets. Now, the timing of this makes all the difference. If this is delayed by an hour, it means there's another inch or 2 of snow around DC. If this comes earlier by an hour or 2, it cuts down on the totals, because when literal ice is falling from the sky, it will just weigh it down and compress it. So I like to think of it as kind of like you're just kind of seasoning your food and you have like visible pepper and salt, flakes on there. I mean, that's really what we're kind of topping this off with, instead of just kind of putting maybe some olive oil, like a glaze over maybe a dish that you finish, like a finishing oil, right? That would be freezing rain. That's not what we want. We would rather take any seasonings and spices that you're putting on top of your food. And so that's the transition that we've got, and that will be with us once we go toward the afternoon. Pretty confident that it stays sleet as we go towards Sunday afternoon. And it will be noisy. I mean, just think about it too. Ice falling, it's noisy in little pellets. And so you'll probably hear it and you're like, what's happening outside? It is sleet that will be persistent through the afternoon and into the early evening too. So that's all part of the conversation as we go throughout the day on Sunday. And it doesn't really stop until about 8 o'clock before it really clears out of the area here, and that's when things will start to improve, but the cleanup is just beginning at that point. And again, that sleet will likely harden too, and that's what's going to be so heavy. You're going to be shoveling ice pellets, and just think about that too. That is going to be, again, probably one of your bigger impacts that you'll have to deal with. In terms of what we're dealing with in terms of that weekend snow, I do think that it's mainly 6 to 10 inches around DC. 10 inches looks a little less likely now just because of how long that sleet is going to be here, but 6 to 10 could fall. And then what you see as you look out your window by tomorrow night, you're going to be like, where did it all go? And again, it's just the compression and the sheer weight of all that sleet weighing it down. 4 to 8 inches out towards Easton, Salisbury, and over towards Waldorf too, and even Charlottesville. I think you're just on the border of that. And then 10 to 14 inches as you get up towards areas in West Virginia and Cumberland Cumberland and Hagerstown too. Now, as we take you through the day, the wind gusts are going to be an issue on Sunday out of the northeast, and that'll keep things pretty breezy, and it will make for very low visibility as you go throughout the day. So that's going to be a problem too as we go through the day on Sunday. And then once the sleet is in here too, it's going to whip the ice pellets around. Really not all that comfortable to be out in the elements whatsoever. So wind is also another concern. And then the wind chills as we take you from Sunday night into Monday, because I think after the storm is over, it is all about the Arctic air that really settles in. Look at these wind chills as we go through Monday. They just keep getting lower and lower and lower. Look, by Monday night, Tuesday morning at 2 a.m., we're talking about minus double-digit wind chills across most of the area, especially north and west. And then even around D.C., we're expecting some wind chills possibly down to about minus 10. So lots to keep track of here. Intense cold headed our way. Some of the coldest air that we've had in a long time in terms of how it feels. But the 7-day forecast does promise to be very cold. We're taking a look at day 6 to day 10 of the extended forecast. So that looks at the end of January into the beginning of February. Will we be able to shake the cold? Climate Prediction Center says no. We are firmly below average. We're expecting temperatures to be 10 to 15 degrees below average through the rest of the month and into the beginning of next month. 7-day forecast has to agree with that, because look at this. Temperatures are in the 20s for all 7 days. This could rival some of the stretches we've had dating all the way back to 1989, where we last had this really incredibly cold stretch. Weather impacts alert for Sunday and Monday and Tuesday too. So a plurality of alerts here, and it's for the cold that's coming in after that snow and sleet on Sunday. And then again, very cold conditions, some single-digit lows as we go into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night too. So we are not done even after the Sunday storm.